What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Another episode, Sammy and Marissa's Husbands. We unfortunately missed last weekend. Sorry about that, but we had some stuff going on. We were both a little busy. Uh, but we're back and better than ever. I have a little bit of a cold, so I'm going to sound a little bit like Tyler sounds when he does his individual solo sessions, like I'm asleep. But I'm not asleep, and we're going to go a little bit over the agenda. We'll talk lives of recent, some softball, some NBA, random questions, Pat's peeves, and then if we have any Mike's likes or closing comments, we'll hit that up at the end. So yeah, lives of recent. What's been up? Long time no talk. So what's been going on?
A lot of the same, a lot different. In our we'll be going into our third week of softball this
Uh-huh.
week. Um, you know, Still settling into being the top dog, the big fish manager. Mike was in town last week, so that was fun. Hung out with him a lot. Pretty much the same shit, but just been super fucking busy, man.
Sounds exhilarating.
Yeah, I mean, like Friday, I had to in our room take my bed to my mom's house, move her futon, put this bed up there, and then install a split king at my house. That took like 2 hours to do.
Lit King, did you get a new bed?
What?
You got a new bed, I'm assuming?
I don't know if it's me or you. I can't hear you.
Can't hear me at all.
Oh, now you're back.
Okay, so you got a new bed.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Just kind of been wanting a new one for a while, or is it because of discomfort type stuff?
Yeah, we've had this bed since college at least, and it was Marissa's bed before that's queen size. And we bought this frame last year, and it was like higher up because Marissa wanted a higher frame. And now it's just too big. Like it's too tall because she's pregnant. And then so we got this just an opportunity to get that like a shorter bed and a bigger bed. So it's a split king, which basically means we each have our own mattress.
Okay, interesting. Is it like I always wonder with mattresses like that, is it problematic when there's a crack in the middle? Like, do you fall in the crack?
That I'm trying to navigate that right now because I think there was like little like things for the feet of the frame because it's two frames too
Right.
inside. Well, I guess it's two box springs. They each have their own legs inside of the frame. And if you get right there in the middle, they like push apart. But there's these little like foot pad things I haven't put on it, and I think they stick to the ground to prevent that.
Yeah. Because
Or
I
like if
could
it
see
was
how that could get problematic.
like if it was on carpet, it wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, right. Right. I'm sure there's things you can do, like even if it doesn't have anything built in, you can just get some freaking zip ties and throw those sucker in the middle.
Yeah, just drill a couple holes, zip tie the motherfucker together.
Yeah, yeah, he'll be
But
good.
and it's one of those beds where we each have a remote, and it can
Raise and lower.
yeah, and there's a massage setting,
Very interesting.
and you can like
It's
plug it, but it's like very fancy.
like hospital beds.
Yeah, it's very upper class, you
That's
know.
just what we need is you spending more time in bed.
Oh, I've started a new workout. Been to the
Yeah.
gym.
Four?
Yeah,
Wow, it's big time quattro.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
just
how's it going?
it's pretty good. It's as Mike described my workouts, they're three letter
Geriatric.
three letter word between F and H. Um, but they're hard for
Yeah.
me.
Kind of like
Uh,
some physical therapy type working out.
yeah, I mean it's a rehab workout.
Where are you doing it at?
I've done them at the rec.
Okay. You just get a membership or you just paying the day or you just sweet talking the front desk?
I actually have a membership.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if you re-upped on that sucker.
We got one in I think January.
Okay. Nice.
So it's, you know, with it almost being July, it was about time to use it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm glad you at least got your what $5 day pass, so $20 out of it.
Not $5 anymore.
Oh yeah, inflation. This is Donald Trump's America.
$7 a day, bro.
$7 is crazy because I understand it at a lot of like commercial gyms, but the rec center has like nothing. The gym sucks.
The gym's not bad.
It's not bad. It's just small. Let me rephrase. Like they have everything you need, but if there's other people in there, it makes it very problematic.
Yeah, and it's much bigger than it was when we were younger.
Like before they remodeled.
Yeah, like you remember when there was like two weight rooms on that side?
Yeah, that was really small.
That was really bad. So I mean, it's a little better. And then most of my workout I do in the room with the leg press,
Yeah, okay.
just to because of that, because it's too crowded. Like there's if there's four people in there and you're the fifth, it's shit.
Yeah, and then you're like sitting in the floor and people are trying to like get in your area. That's the worst.
Exactly.
Um, yeah, that's the worst big time. But yeah, so that's awesome. I'm glad you're back in the gym. I'm glad you're actually going to a facility, not just doing it at the house. I think that's important. Um, anything else going on, or that about it?
Would like to go over the softball a little bit. The
Okay, yeah,
We're 2-2 through
okay.
four. So we've, I believe, matched our regular season win total like high through four games in 4 years. This is our fourth year. We should be 4-0. With the two games we lost back-to-back games by one run.
It's
Um,
pretty good.
so we've been in every game. I I haven't hit yet. Just hasn't felt ready to do that like plant and take off. But I'm gonna give it a go this week and see how I feel. I've been okay at first. No, I mean, like I felt okay. I played pretty good. I only had one error and shouldn't even have that. One was thrown to me a little high, but it hit my glove, so I counted it as my error.
Yeah, that's tough. If it hits your glove, it's tough.
Like, if it was somebody else, I would consider that an error for them. So I'm going to consider it an error for me.
That's fair. Now, are you not hitting because of your foot, or are you not hitting because you're nervous about not doing well?
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a factor. I can't see my batting average technically is like it's not 0.0, it's a hyphen right now. So,
That's fair. It's not zero. Personally, if I was you, I would try to do some sort of trying to run out of the box, like by yourself where no one's around. Um, like first, maybe get to the field a little early and like get in the box, fake swing or swing a bat and like trot down to first and just see how it feels before you go into it live. And now you have the pressure on you of like, I haven't done this yet, etc., which I think just makes things overall worse.
and absolutely snapped my hamstring trying to get out. So,
Yeah,
wait,
I do think, name of the game there is don't sprint to first base like we're in high school. I think maybe take the Wes Parker approach and trot down to first.
the what always would get me is when I was on first and I would try and push from first to third.
Huh.
Rounding set like getting second is easy. Like getting the first is easy, digging it out. When you're trying to go more than 90 though, and you're rounding, it just like the almost the second you touch the bag, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Snap.
Yeah. Maybe don't touch it with your foot. Just reach down and slap it with your hand.
Fucking Big smack.
That's power move actually. That might be power move. A little intimidation factor.
Yeah, and I've been talking a lot out there.
Yeah.
No, I always talk. I mean, you played sports with me, but I've been talking, and Wes a couple times has looked at me and been like, "What's wrong with you?" Like not like talking shit. I'm just like talking, like a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. I hear you. Um, so I did hear that you had a secret weapon. You had MJ come down to save the day.
Yeah. He he did have a couple RBIs. That's no doubt. Legit. He, I believe, hit the RBI to tie the game or put us up one. But him saying he's like 3 for 4 is not true. Like two times he reached base on error. Like that's like he hit a ball to an outfielder directly to an outfielder, and it hit off their like it hit inside their mitt, like in the basket, and they dropped it.
Yeah.
Hit it to the shortstop. Fucking error. Like
I
he
mean,
also
sometimes that's the name of softball is just put it in play and let them mess up because
no doubt. But if I don't count those as hits for me, I'm not counting them as hits for you.
that's fair. It's a fair
Um,
point.
he did get a hit, and I guess adrenaline pumping threw the bat behind him and smashed the catcher's shins, who was a woman in her mid 30s. And I was messing with him and just playing it up because the other team was talking like right there at first, and I was letting him know that if it was my wife, I'd beat his ass. And then he was like, "You'd have every reason to try." So it was a good little ribbon, and he apologized to the lady, and I talked to her after the game. I was like, "Listen, it's one of our best friends. He's hasn't played all year, and first time he gets a hit, he threw the bat at your shin. So I'm sorry about that."
Maybe she was standing in the wrong place.
Chris almost killed her with a foul ball. Like, typically foul balls are pop ups, and
Yeah.
none
It
of
went
them were
straight back.
like right over her head.
I mean, shouldn't have been standing there if you ask me. That's why you
And
have a glove. That's it.
she was kneeling. She was kneeling,
It's her
and
first mistake.
yeah, it was bad. Like, I was like, "Oof."
Catcher is a terrible spot, especially a terrible spot to put a girl because, for one, most of the time you just put them there because it's like, we don't really throw the ball to home until you need to. Because like sometimes throws home are the ones that are hardest and hardest to catch. Most of the time those throws go short hopping into the bag and then somebody leaves with a giant strawberry on their shin.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be like that sometimes. Okay, so also I heard Drew had an absolute meltdown at first base. Can you talk to me about that?
Yeah. So we were up 4-1, and we're rotating. Uh, this is our second game. And we have we have extra people, so it's like 3 people in, rotating every inning just to keep it fair for everybody. So I'm sitting. He gets one thrown to him. It was in the dirt, but I think I would have scooped it. So I told him that I thought he would have scooped it, so I'd count it as an error for him because
I think if it bounces, it's an error on the throw. That's just my personal opinion.
that is technically not the rules. The way it's stated is if it bounced, the assumption is an average, which isn't the rule book. An average player will make that play. And
Yeah,
I
maybe
told
the MLB rule book.
Yeah, and I told Drew I think he's at least an average player. So but anyway, it wasn't like a hard bounce. He should have caught it. Um, but whatever, that's no big deal. Second one, and there at this point, there's a runner on second as well, first and second. Ball gets hit to our pitcher. Um, Easy double play opportunity to get him at first and to try and get him at third. Uh, Ball gets thrown to Drew, drops it. And then I believe it's the same play. He still tries to get him at third. Awful throw. Runner scored. They end up going up 5-4. We lose. Three error inning for Brinson.
Oh man, that's tough.
He did make up for it the next game with an absolutely fucking insane scoop. So he's redeemed himself.
Okay, that's good. As long as he's redeemed himself. Another thing I heard is that Wes had a chance to potentially, I don't remember the context, but I remember someone said that he ran so slow to first base and ended up getting thrown out when he absolutely shouldn't have.
Yeah, I don't know if he took off a little bit because like he hit the ball hard and they bobbled it.
Huh.
They still gunned him. And I don't know if he took a little bit off because he thought he was out anyway, but we had a runner on third. And the run like scored, quote unquote, but they got him with the force at first, so it doesn't count.
So it didn't count.
And that would have tied the game for us.
That sounds like Wes needs a little bit of discipline. You need to have him
He
running some poles between innings.
he hasn't had a great year hitting so far, and he's really down on himself.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna, you can't add. You got to build positive energy.
Yeah, from all my years with Wes, I feel like he's not a positive reinforcement kind of guy. I think you really just got to tear him down.
Oh no, dude. He was really in the dumps. So like send a
He'll be all
message.
right. Tell him to drink a couple more beers before the next game and he'll be fine.
Yeah. My
That's all it
boss
is. The
boss
less
at
you, huh?
Nate, I subbed him out of our last game. He got a little lippy with me.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, this isn't work. So, you know, take it easy. This
Yeah,
is
I
a
feel
sub.
like with beer league softball, the less you care, the better you do.
Yeah. He uh he was mad because he had to sit and he was playing good, but like we have to rotate. Like if we don't rotate, it's just not fair because then the worst player will sit every inning. And that's just not
Sounds
we all pay the same amount of money.
sounds logical to me.
Yeah, we all pay the same amount of money. I mean, I sit.
No, I'm saying the worst player sits. If you want to play, get better.
Yeah, I mean if it was like real competitive and we all like signed a contract at the beginning of the year that hey, you might not play.
I mean, they still hit, right? Everybody hits.
Everybody hits you.
Yeah, tell them to get out there in the free time and catch some ground balls and get better.
Dangerous territory, especially when you're playing with friends. If it was like people who you don't really know that much, that's different.
Maybe I'm just a realist, but let's move on from softball, do a little lives of recent from me. Um, it's been 2 weeks. Last weekend I went to the lake. Me, Sam, and Sam's sister came into town, so we went to the lake and we kind of gave her the Missouri tour. So I'm sure she was blown away
Which sister?
by, huh?
Which sister?
Morgan. Yep. So
Morgan.
other than that, it's been kind of business as usual, like you said. Like I'm in school. Had a pretty chill weekend this weekend. It was kind of rainy. I kind of got this like flood type deal, so I'm pretty congested. A little bit of headache. Going to the lake next weekend for the 4th. We rented an Airbnb. So my mom, Kim, Bryce, and Claire are actually coming. So we got a little nice house on the water. Has a dock that goes out to the lake. They got kayaks, floats, all that good stuff. So that'll be fun.
I was invited to
Um,
that.
were you?
Yeah, your mom invited me, and that's when I told her that Marissa was pregnant.
Well, maybe you should have been a better friend and came anyway.
Aren't you missing my baby shower?
Yeah, you don't. There's no baby to shower.
With no comment.
I'll send you a gift.
Cash.
Um, I'm not giving you cash. That's one thing I can promise you. I'm not getting you cash. It'll probably be diapers. And I'm gonna buy you like the diapers that you have to wash. not the disposable diapers. I'm gonna buy the diapers that you have to like reuse.
That's like honestly, those things are a nice thought as far as like from an environmental standpoint. But the idea of washing a shit soaked diaper is so foul.
Yeah, I know that people use them they want to be like good for the environment and you're just like throwing away diapers all the time. And yes, it is wasteful. However, that is disgusting. I mean, I get it. I get why people do it and like props to you, but that's gross.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt, props to you. That just won't be me. And you can picture the type of person that uses those kind of diapers.
Yeah, no doubt. No offense to anybody that uses those type of diapers, but um hold on. But yeah, so I am
Is
missing
this
your baby
thing you're
shower.
doing, um, like with when your mom comes in town, is it the same like lake that you've been going to in your snaps?
Yeah, the Lake of the Ozarks.
Like the one that you've been sending us the past couple weeks, it's the same thing.
No, that is not the lake. That is just a river that's close to where we live. I did go
Okay.
to the lake last weekend. So I went to the actual Lake of the Ozarks last weekend. That's where I send you the snaps with the beat.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the Lake of the Ozarks. The little like river that I send, that's just like a spring fed lit river that's near our house. So we drive, it's like 15 minutes away, and we just kind of put chairs on the little beach and put tubes in the water, drink some beers, listen to music. It's nice, it's quiet, happy hollow location.
Cool.
Yeah, but the lake is cool. It's it's different than you would imagine. Like there are busy parts, but the parts that we go to are like very much almost close to the state park. So it's very wooded. There's like cliffs that line the lake, so it's really deep. So it's not like very beachy at all. Um, water
Like
is
jump off cliffs, like jump off into the water situation.
yeah, you can definitely jump off into the water. I've jumped off into the cliff, not this time that we've been there, but I've jumped off a cliff into the lake. It was fun. If a video of it, I can send it to you, or actually, I think it's on my Instagram. But yeah, the lake is cool. The water is it's really refreshing. It's not like super warm. It doesn't get like crazy warm like the ocean does. Um, I don't really know why, but it's refreshing. Um, so I'm pretty pumped about this weekend, to be honest. We got a nice little, it's like a cabin-esque type house. Not going to be some very futuristic, I guess, remodeled. Maybe that was the word I was looking for. Like a remodeled house. It's not gonna be super nice, kind of cabin, rustic. But yeah,
Rustic.
rustic. Um, 17 weeks out from the marathon that me and Bryce are running, so starting to increase the miles a little bit. Did a 10 mile yesterday when I was sick, which blew actually. Hills here are brutal. They really are. I did 18 miles this week, so I'm starting to kind of put them on. Next weekend. So on the actual fourth, me and Bryce are running a 11 miler. It'll be his first time running 11. We're doing 11 because it's 7-4. So 7 plus 11. 7 plus 4 is 11, if you didn't know. You don't do math often.
Wow. Wow. Mm.
I know. I'm in school, getting smart, learning math.
Now, has he done a half before?
Yeah.
So this, wow. Uh, So is he gonna do kind of like you did? What didn't you stop at 18 when we were training for ours?
I stopped at 18. That was the most I've done before the race, which I was pretty nervous about going into the race having only done 15 or having only done 18 because that's math. I just talked about how I can do math.
That's a
8 more
10K.
miles
It's
or
another
whatever.
10K.
Yeah. So yeah, it's 18 and then still having to get to 26. It's not a little bit. It's still freaking eight more miles to go.
When we were training for ours, the most I did was 10, which truthfully, which sounds ridiculous now because I haven't ran in a year, but 10 was pretty easy compared to 13. 13 was horrible. Like it's something like, which I'm sure like for you when you were training, 18 was probably pretty easy. I mean, you did the marathon
See, I
seemingly
would
pretty
disagree. I
easy.
think that the marathon. 26 was easy. 18 was like terrible.
See, that's weird.
I
But
just feel
also,
like
I felt like I mean, obviously, I think a lot of these issues I'm having with my feet are from doing that so heavy. So I think just the pressure of being 250, 260, and running 13 miles, which put like probably close to 50,000 pounds of pressure on my feet, is probably a little different.
yeah. I mean, it definitely, I'm sure wasn't comfortable. Um, I just feel like the adrenaline I got from the environment, like all the people out there yelling for you and seeing like family and all the people holding signs, I feel like I gained a lot of adrenaline and it just made the run easier. Now, afterwards, like once we stopped running and sat down, I was like, oof, I'm hurt. Um, but then, like the next day, I was a little sore. Day after, I was fine. So it's not like it's just like if you do heavy legs on a leg day. But like that 18 miler I ran before marathon, which was like a week before, 2 weeks before, whatever it was, that was brutal. I was getting kind of concerned on if I was going to be able to do the 26 because the 18 was so hard. Like I knew I'd be able to do it. It wasn't a matter of if, it was just a matter of would I be able to do it at the pace that I wanted to do it at. Like sure, because I could have hit my 18 and then been like, I can't run anymore and just walk the rest and still finish. You know what I'm saying? But I just wouldn't have been able to do it at the pace that I wanted to do it at.
Yeah, there's something about like I mean, obviously I don't know how it feels because we both beat the goal that we did
Yeah.
that we wanted, but like training that long and like not getting it
Yeah.
would be like probably the most like the biggest letdown.
It would have been really hard because with running, it's not like you have a game the next week. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah. So now I have to kind of reassess where I'm at, replan my training. Obviously, what I did didn't work. Let's schedule another one a year from now or 6 months from now or whatever it is and like start all the way over. And I think that would have been really hard.
How
That's
much
why I
did you
feel like
beat yours by?
uh 40, 39 minutes.
So you beat yours, but I beat mine by 3 minutes. So like at
I
that point,
didn't
it would have been like you quit on yourself for me at
yeah,
least, I think.
yeah, yeah, for sure. I really didn't know what to expect because like I said, I had only ran 18. So I didn't know what 26 was going to feel like. So I just kind of set myself at like a 10-minute pace. I was like, okay, I'll do a 10-minute pace. Um, that'll put me at like 4 hours and 30 minutes. And then it wasn't until around like mile 18 actually that I almost got kind of like chills. And I was like, damn, I'm like actually I'm gonna do it, you know? And that was a pretty cool feeling. I think that's the only time I've ever experienced what you'd think is actual runner's high.
Yeah, I still didn't. I never got that. Like I ran 13 miles. I didn't get that shit. So I
I
guess it's
think
mile 18 where you get it.
maybe. I think that's almost when it was. And I wouldn't say I felt better. Like it's not like I got this second wind and was feeling fine. Like I hadn't ran at all. Like I still was tired. My legs still hurt. I just kind of I got like overcame a little emotion. Like I kind of physically got chills. Like I remember feeling it and being like, damn, like, all right, I'm gonna do it. This is sick. So that was pretty cool. That was a cool feeling.
That's
But
how I felt first base last week.
yeah, like fuck yeah. I just picked that shit. I'm above average for a and then
Uh,
you look straight at Drew and just give him the eyes. Okay, so moving off Lives of Recent, I guess the last part of Lives of Recent, I got my official assignment notification. So it is officially official that I am going to Fort Carson again.
okay.
So Colorado, which is cool. And my report date is November 17th. So I think we're gonna move probably the first weekend of November. We'll get there, kind of get settled in, and then I'll actually start work on the 17th.
So now that you know your date, do you like let your like who you're leasing from know, or do you still wait?
Yeah, I'll probably let them know at a time now. I'll be like, hey, it's nothing's official in terms of what day I'm leaving yet, but we're looking at leaving around this time, just so they can be aware and that they can go ahead and put it in whatever spreadsheet they have for when their shit's gonna come available again. So that
And
is
have
like
you had any issues with your tenant, or is it all good?
no issues with the tenant. I wouldn't say issues with the management company. It's just like I want it to be out of my mind. I do. But there's a little bit of lack of communication in terms of like, all right, when does the check get deposited into my account every month? Like what date? Um, because like this month, June, like obviously rent's due on the first of the month for them, for the tenant. Uh, which is from my experience, that sometimes they give you a window. So like the first to the fifth, on the fifth it's late, like kind of how it was at Clear Run, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And obviously, there's a little bit of a turnaround before it gets deposited to me. That makes sense. I'll take that. But like the June 10th hit, and I was like, I haven't gotten an email or anything. And I like emailed them on the 9th. And was like, hey, like, what's the deal? When do you guys send the rent to me? And then one of the people emailed back because it's like a team that does it. It was like, oh, you should have your rental agreement in, uh, or your payment in tomorrow. And I was like, okay. Sweet, but I don't want to have to like I shouldn't have to email you every month and be like, "Yo, where's my money?" Like it should be sent to me. So I'm interested to see how that works this month because I'm gonna be pretty annoyed if I have to be like, "Yo, where's my money?" again.
Let me know if you need me to call and advocate for you.
Yeah, um, I have no issue advocating for myself. It's just I shouldn't have to is the part that's annoying. If it's the
Yeah.
10th, if it's the 10th, it's fine. If it's the 17th, don't care. If they do it at the end of the month, don't care. As long as it's like,
It
hey,
should be the same day
same
or
day. Exactly. It should be the same day. There shouldn't be any discrepancy, even
or
if,
earlier.
or earlier. I don't want it earlier. I want it on the date. Honestly, I want it on the date you say you're going to pay me. Whenever you say you're going to give me my money, like that should be the day it hits my account. Unless there's like a holiday or whatever the bank's closed, I get that because they don't know my situation. I could be banking on that money to now pay my rent, whatever it may be. Um, but yeah, so that's the ongoing situation. I think it's okay. I just think it was, I don't know. We'll see. We will definitely see, but um, that's that. We're looking forward to Colorado. We're gonna now that we got the official notification, we can really start looking for houses and or apartments or whatever we're gonna do. I don't think we're gonna do an apartment. I think we need a backyard. I think that's like absolutely necessary, but uh, I don't know if we're gonna rent or buy. Are you still there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. It just kind of,
Okay.
I still hear you fine, but your camera's lagging.
Yeah, my computer did something funny, but um, yeah, we don't know if we're gonna rent or buy in Colorado. We're gonna kind of weigh the options. If we do buy, I'll hit you up and see if you can't get me a fucked up realtor. But uh,
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, at this point, I guess it's 50-50 if the realtor's any good. And if I fuck this one, I guess I'm out forever.
yeah, I think if you fuck this one up, I may have to explore other options.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously things change like with your assignments or whatever, but is this supposed to be like a 4 year?
In theory, yes. So I'll go there and like the purpose of this job is to go do company command. So I'll go there and kind of get in the little waiting queue for the position to open. I'll sit on staff and like help out on the staff. And then I'll go be in charge of one of the companies. And once I do that, it'll probably be time for me to find another job, whether it be that at that installation or somewhere else. So command is usually about 18 months to 2 years. And then there'll probably be about a year um, wait time for me to get in that position. So I think 3 years is pretty guaranteed. Any longer is kind of up in the air.
Yeah. Okay, that's not too bad. At least you'll be there for a little while.
Yeah, no, I'll be there for a little while. It'll be nice. And who knows, will I stay in the army there? Will I get out of the army from there? Not sure. I'm just playing that by ear right now and seeing how it goes. But I'm pumped to go back to Colorado. I'm pumped around going somewhere like Texas, to be honest. It's
Good time.
it's hard because like we have already been there, but Carson is one of the most sought after duty stations in the army because it's a nice place to be. Um, so I could, don't want to hang my hat on going back to the same place I was.
Heard that.
Yep. All right, well let's take a little commercial break and then we will be back with part two.
Welcome back, Sammy and Marissa's husbands. China thinks we're gay.
All right, and we're back. I don't think China thinks we're gay. I think China thinks you're gay.
That was in President Xi Jinping's last briefing. I think
Yes.
that Tyler, I think Tyler Caproni is kind of a questionable out there.
That's what I heard. Um, but yeah, moving on, let's talk some NBA. So the NBA season has officially concluded with OKC taking it home in seven over the Pacers. What are your thoughts on that?
That sucked.
Yeah, it did.
Um, Especially because if Tyrese doesn't blow out his Achilles, they 100% win that game because he was on a fucking heater.
He was. I'm not gonna lie, I turned the game off when he got hurt.
Mike was over and we were watching it and they kept showing it. Why they keep fucking showing it, popping it, bro?
It was gross.
I
I
mean,
hit,
they were up at halftime though. Like
yeah.
I mean, they stayed in it, but third quarter came around and they honestly gave them more trouble than I thought they would. But if Tyrese plays 3 minutes and scores more than your next, other than TJ McConnell, your next like four guys combined, you're not going to win.
They just they just didn't have the offense to do it. And it's not necessarily they didn't have the scoring because there's games that Tyrese doesn't really score. It's he's the facilitator of the offense, though. He makes that team go. TJ McConnell can do a great job coming in off the bench, but he's not Halliburton.
Especially because when he's on scoring, it's just him against the guy in front of him. Like, and he can break guys down. He proved that, but it's not making the whole team better the way Halliburton would.
No, I agree. I really wish he didn't get hurt. I think it's a shitty way to go, and I know for the Thunder they probably think they won and I know they're happy about it, but I'm sure they wish he played too because it's a shitty way to win. There's always going to be that what if, that little asterisk by it, but it just sucks for the Pacers because I mean, who knows if they're going to get back? This was like a great opportunity for them to get a ring.
Team of
It's
destiny,
tough.
bro.
Yeah. Who do you think gets MVP if the Pacers won and Halliburton didn't get hurt?
It's got to be Halliburton. I'm surprised he didn't win the Eastern Conference
Yeah, I
Award.
was, I was. That's what I was going towards. Siakam won the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, which is still hilarious, by the way. That Halliburton like really thought he was going to win it. He starts walking up, and then they were like Pascal Siakam, and he said, "Oh,
I think he won by one vote.
yeah, that's crazy." I just wonder if like the same thing would have happened. And I mean, me personally, I think Halliburton's got to get it. I think he's the reason the team is there.
Yeah, personally, I think the conference finals MVPs are stupid.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
It's like a made up award. Then I mean, but then you get deeper into that, every award is made up. So
theory, yes.
But
Uh, so talking about the bracket that we were in, uh, Chicote is the winner. I guess that's someone that Mike works with, or it's just an alias that Mike has for himself, because he was apparently the winner of the other bracket that none of us were in, except allegedly Wes.
yeah, my friend from work, Eric, was very tight because he picked the Thunder to win, and me and him were both under the assumption that the Thunder win, he's going to get the $260. That's my boy. So I was hyped. And I was kind of happy because my like that was the only plus to the Thunder winning. My boy Eric's gonna get some money, and Mike is not gonna fucking win the bracket. So
Yeah,
he came to he was like, "Yo, where's my money? Tell your boy to send me my money." And then I had to explain to him the situation, show him the screenshot. He was pissed.
I bet he's pissed. I'd be low key tight too, because you know if you're in the one bracket, it has everybody in it. And like I knew nothing about this other bracket that apparently existed. I'm not gonna lie, if Mike would have won, I think I would have thrown the collusion flag.
I would have thrown up my set, that's for sure.
I'd have thrown up the collusion flag big time.
Yeah, I mean, and he kept saying you couldn't add more than 10 teams, but I've been the host of every college basketball bracket, and I've never had an issue with more than 10 people.
Yeah, maybe we just need to get him some tech training.
He is a boomer.
He's been working a little too analog. We'll give him some. Maybe we should have got AI to help him out.
Yeah. Two sticks AI.
Two sticks AI. Yeah, we'll get him some analog or digital training. Get him off the pen and paper phone book type technology he's using these days.
Type shit.
Type shit. Let's transition to the off season. Some big stuff is happening. I know probably biggest headline is Durant to the Rockets. So what are your thoughts on that?
Interesting. I mean, they're dangerous now. They were dangerous
Yeah.
before.
I still
He's
don't
got
think
another
that makes
guy.
them I don't think that makes them a championship contender. I think they lose a little bit of identity with Dylan Brooks gone. Um, because that's kind of what their identity was. It's kind of like the young, like hard-nosed, physical team. And now like Durant is, still one of the best players in the league and arguably the best scorer of all time. Um, but he doesn't necessarily bring that hard-nosedness to that team. So we'll see. I think some other things that I saw were Lonzo to the Cavs. I thought that was interesting. Bulls gave him away.
Bulls fucking like being a Bulls fan, like thank God LeBron is still playing because if I just had the Bulls, it would be just like every other fucking sport for me. They have one of the fucking worst front offices of all time. We
Yeah, but
had
I
so
mean,
many we've gotten nothing. We didn't get any draft picks for DeMar, Zach LaVine, Lonzo, or Alex Caruso. Not one draft
yeah,
pick. It's insane.
yeah, that is brutal. Lonzo wasn't doing anything for you guys. I do think he needed to go. Um, he's still got some
I don't
life
care
in
as
him, I
much.
think.
It's just the overall,
Yeah,
but I mean, I think it'll be good for him, change of scenery.
yeah, I agree. And then Celtics, what's going on with the Celtics?
They
They
can't
got
afford that team.
Yeah, they got rid of J. Rue, and Kristaps, which I can see Kristaps. I feel like, he played a big part in the championship, but you never know if that dude's going to play. But Drew, I think, was very much a big key to that team.
Contract factor. He was making a shitload of money. I cannot believe they were able to unload him on somebody, actually.
Yeah,
But I mean, for him, that Anthony Simons pickup is good because who knows when Tatum's coming back. So you got another scorer to pair with Jalen Brown.
yeah. Um,
Who did they get for Kristaps?
I don't know. I don't think anybody because Kristaps went to the Hawks. I'm not sure who they got, but I don't think it was anybody extremely significant. I think that was more of a contract unload as well.
I'm just seeing who they got real quick.
Yeah, I mean that's another key factor is Tatum. Nobody really knows when he's going to come back and how he's going to be when he comes back. Obviously, they expect him to be the Tatum of the past, but I think they're kind of taking a knee on, not taking a knee on the season, but giving up their like championship hopes this season. Um, because I mean, Anthony Simons is going to be,
They got George Yang.
which I mean, solid guy off the bench, but we'll see how it goes.
I fuck with George, the minivan.
That's what we should call you.
Um, Kyle called me when he played basketball with us. Oh my God, there's like a name of a movie. It's like a kid's like cartoon about a snail that like goes fast. I can't remember the name of it. It's funny when people talk shit about how slow I am, but they literally can't stop me from doing anything.
We're
Anyway,
very slow.
so, yeah, I'm slow, but I mean like I'm like I cannot be guarded. I've been stopped one time in my life where I felt like, oh, that guy can guard me, and it's not
Yeah.
you.
Well, I obviously have different feelings, but that's another topic for a different day. Um, LeBron opts in. How you feel about that? 53 million player option.
I think he might get traded.
I think he might get traded too. Kind of sounds like he's gonna.
Um, for him, I mean, obviously he's got all the money in the world, but if you have a $52 million player option, you opt in no matter what. Like you're not going to leave guaranteed $50 million on the table.
And no, because if he would have been a free agent, I don't think tons of teams would have wanted to pay him that right now because those teams would be trying to compete for a championship.
He's not a max guy right now. I mean, he's still, top 20 player in the league,
Right. Right. But he's not
but
going to be somebody you're trying to like secure with a max.
other news I just got on my phone. Clippers are going to give James Harden 81.5 million for 2 years,
2 years, okay.
and Bobby Portis expected to sign 3-year $44 million deal. I think Bobby Portis is good to stay in Milwaukee. I like him staying
Yeah.
there.
I mean, I think he's a solid player off the bench. He's someone that I'd want on my bench.
Yeah, and he'll knock somebody the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the enforcer type attitude. I think he would have been good on the Rockets, to be honest. Um,
Yeah,
but back to LeBron. So obviously the Lakers are building around Luca. And I think LeBron has told them to do that, which kind of makes us think even more that he could potentially be traded. Um, he turns 23 this year, or 23rd year in the league. He turns 41 this year. Uh, what do you think? Should this be his last year?
I don't know, dude. Like he's still fucking great.
Yeah,
He's lost a step though.
he has.
Um, he's not as great finishing around the rim anymore. I mean, he's probably a better shooter than he's ever been, shooting more threes than he's ever been. Still a great facilitator. Still, by standards, a great rebounder for a small forward, power forward. Still averages 8 boards a game. It depends. If he's in a situation where it's like miserable for the games, like they're losing and shit, then I think, yeah,
I think personally, he should stay with the Lakers. This be his last season because like he's been with the Lakers 8 years. Like he's been there a while. Um, that fan base has adopted him. It would be a very good, you know, final hurrah. Him finishing it out in LA, I think. I
this
think
would be his.
he would get the send off that he wants versus if he goes somewhere random, say he goes to Milwaukee. Like Sure, he's LeBron. Everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my God, this is LeBron. Let's do the final." But those fans don't like. They're not. They haven't adopted him. You know what I'm saying?
I'm definitely trying to go see him play in Charlotte this year.
That would be cool. Yeah, that would be really cool. See, selfishly, I hope he goes to Denver so I can go watch games.
Him and Jokic would be crazy.
Yeah, they would. Uh, I don't know where else do you see where could you see him going, getting traded to? Obviously, he's gonna be the one that makes a decision. We know he's not gonna just get traded anywhere.
I don't know, man. I think LA is probably the best fit for him.
Yeah.
I just don't, another team's still gonna have to give up a lot to get him. Are they still a contender if they give up guys to get LeBron type situation?
I think it would have to be a team that has some assets. Um, I don't know. I mean, I could see like the Celtics, but I couldn't imagine him going from LA to Boston and then all the history he has with Boston.
The Celtics, the Spurs could be cool.
That
They
would be
wouldn't
crazy.
they wouldn't win anything, but it'd be cool to watch.
It would be cool to watch. I mean, they could be a contender. I don't think they would win. All right, let's move on from LeBron. Let's talk NBA draft. Um, Cooper goes number one in the Mavs, which
No surprise.
no surprise. I mean, whoever had the number one pick was going to take him. But did you see the side eye that Cooper gave in his interview when the GM was asked the question about Luca?
No, I didn't even see what
Uh,
he said.
it was like not like a bad side eye. It was just like it was him. What's the GM's name? Nico Harris or something like that. Nico Harrison.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was Cooper Flag and Nico Harrison sitting at the table during the interview after the draft. And they asked Nico like, "Oh, something, Luka Doncic, he was supposed to be the face of your organization." And then Cooper Flag like kind of like side-eyed over there, like with a little smirk on his face because he knew it was an awkward question, which was kind of funny.
Yeah, I did see something where he was like, I just hope fans now will like start to see the vision. And I'm like, your vision was to blow up your franchise and get the number one pick. That's dumb as fuck. Like that
No,
wasn't your
absolutely
vision.
not.
You couldn't
Absolutely
have.
not. He got so lucky.
Yeah, that's the only reason he still has his job.
I mean, they honestly shouldn't have been a lottery pick.
No,
They
no, they
should have
wouldn't
made the
make.
playoffs. Right.
If they'd make the playoffs if Kyrie doesn't blow his shit out.
Exactly.
So like the amount of things that had to happen for them to be in this situation, which honestly, Mavs fans don't deserve this. No disrespect, but like to have your franchise make awful decisions and then be rewarded with a generational player when my teams have been making awful decisions and I've gotten nothing in return infuriates.
Yeah. Speaking of your organizations, um, I think Dylan Harper is Ron Harper's son.
Uh, I don't think so.
I think he is. Well, even if he's not, he's a guard from Rutgers, and he got drafted number two to the Spurs. And I
No,
do,
he is.
yeah, I knew he was. Don't fucking, no, you didn't even know. He's claimed to be a Bulls fan.
Oh no,
Um,
I don't walk around fucking knowing his kids.
you should,
Scottie Pippen Jr. Lakers missed on that one.
yeah. But I really like him going to the Spurs. I think he's like a good big physical guard. That's going to be good in that team. I like Con Knuppel, however the hell you say him going to the Hornets. I think he's going to be a good player on a team. I think he just kind of his game fits the NBA. He did go to Duke, which makes me sick to my stomach, but I do think he's going to be a good player.
I think he went way higher than I thought he would. I thought he was like a 13, 14 kind of guy.
I thought he was going to be in the teens as well, but who knows? I like him going to the Hornets, even though the Hornets are a dumpster fire. Uh, but but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, he can make him a little better.
5 Duke guys get drafted.
Yeah. Um, Greg Powell got drafted, freshman from UNC. He went to the Hawks at 22. I'm surprised he went that high. And then he got traded to the Nets. I think he'll have a pretty slow start to an NBA career. I think he's a little raw in a sense. I think he's a little underdeveloped. He'll probably start slow and be like a two-way guy. But I think ultimately he could be like a solid 3 and D NBA player. I don't think he's going to be a star or anything, but could have potential. Um, RJ Davis signed a two-way with the Lakers, which I
I
think is
was
pretty cool.
intrigued on your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt he even plays in a NBA game. Uh, I think they probably like that he's older, um, and can provide some scoring. We'll see if that translates to the next level, but um, obviously I'm a little biased. I think he's going to spend some time in the G League. I think he'll do really well in the G League. He'll be a little older. Um, Dudes will be smaller, etc. But I think he's going to struggle with the NBA competition just being so short and everybody else being so athletic
Yeah, it'll be an interesting transition for him.
for sure. So I don't really don't see him playing tons of NBA games, but I do see him being a pretty good G League player.
And a couple interesting draft picks that I have my eyes on. Danny Wolf, the kid from Michigan,
Uh-huh.
going to the net. I like his game. And Yang Hansen.
Is that the Chinese Jokic?
Yeah. That's an interesting one. Him going to he's drafted by the Grizzlies, but he's traded to the Trailblazers. Um, so that could he's somebody to watch because he is huge.
He is huge. Imagine if he'd have stayed at the Grizzlies and then him and what's his name from Purdue?
God.
Who's that big fucker? Who's that guy?
Oh my
You know what I'm talking
God.
about from
Yeah,
Purdue?
of course. Oh
I want to
my
say, oh,
God.
Zach Edey. Zach Edey. Yeah, Zach Edey. That dude's a
That kid,
giant too.
he's pretty solid rookie
Yeah,
year.
he's good. He had a good rookie year. But imagine this big Asian dude with Zach Edey, the Twin Towers for real.
Yeah, that would have been honestly that would have been kind of fun to watch.
It would have been.
This is like a bygone era of the NBA.
Right.
Derek Queen getting
Uh-huh.
and drafted by the Hawks, traded to the Pelicans. He's a solid fucking player.
Yes, I don't think he's gonna be that great in the NBA. I mean, that could be a hot take. I just don't think his play style really translates. He's just like he's a little undersized and he doesn't have the athleticism. But we'll see. I mean, sometimes people like that thrive, but I don't see it personally.
And the other one, uh, two things. Ace Bailey getting drafted by the Jazz when he had like the quote unquote three teams that he wanted to go to, and then him getting drafted by probably like the worst fucking place to go for a guy who has specific uh places. But then comes out that that was rumors and they didn't, they're trying to save face, I think.
No, I think that was BS. I mean, imagine being a kid dreaming that you're going to play in the NBA one day, and then having somebody talk you into, oh, I shouldn't work out with these teams because I only want to get drafted for these people because of this. Like it was his dream since he was probably able to remember to be drafted in the NBA one day. And some dude that's probably a family friend or something. I don't want to like say that it is, but probably just convinced him of that because he thought it would be best or there was some money in it or something like that. And now this kid could have been drafted second overall and ended up getting bumped down to a team he didn't. That's not really even that good of a situation. And I think Danny Ainge did it out of spite. He's like, "Oh, you don't want to come here? All right, play that game."
I mean, Danny Ainge is that type of guy.
Yeah, and now he knows he has a bargaining piece because he has a player that probably should have been the number two pick. And he gets an attitude adjustment, right? Then trade you for something.
And the last thing I have, Jeremiah Fears. I truthfully don't know much about him, but zero. He's going to be the number zero, zero fears on his jersey. Is sick.
That is cool. No fears. Interesting. All right, yeah, overall, I mean, I think it's a good draft class. Time will obviously tell if it's a good draft class or not, but I do think it's good.
I do think that kid from Duke, the big dude, going at 10
Mal
is pretty high.
Malinois, like the big African dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. You say it's pretty high. I
I think 10's kind of high for him.
think skill set, yeah, but I think he's pretty raw. Um, and he's fucking huge.
No, he's a giant, man.
Yeah. And the Duke bigs have just performed well. Like Derek Lively is playing good minutes for was he on Minnesota? No, Dallas.
Derek Lively, Dallas, yeah.
Yeah.
The other
Um
kid, too, uh, played for the
big
Hornets.
Duke big, Mark
Yeah.
Davis,
Yeah, right?
the one that was supposed to get traded to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's been good. He would have been awesome for the Lakers. That dude's a giant too. They're freaking just enormous.
This
But
guy's name's
overall, yeah, I think it's Mark Davis. Mark something.
is Mark something. God, everybody's probably screaming. We're the worst fucking.
I think it's got to be Davis. But he got traded too this offseason. He's not playing on the Hornets anymore.
Marcus Bryant.
No.
Jesus
Well,
Christ in heaven.
um, Mark something. Mark Williams. Mark Williams.
Mark Williams. Oh my God, we're terrible.
Mark Davis. Mark Williams. What's the difference?
Oh,
You guys knew who we meant.
yeah, you're probably screaming in your car right now,
I know
especially.
Drew was definitely screaming. He's like, who the fuck is Mark Davis? Um, but yeah, overall, I think right now is the worst time in sports though. Like worst time of the year. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Yeah,
it's
but
not.
nobody watches regular season baseball.
It's not even the fun part of baseball, and the Mets are playing so fucking bad
Yeah,
that I mean, we had our late season collapse real early in the year.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
have
That's
nothing.
tough, man.
No, I'm not even
That's
watching. I can't watch it. We got
yeah,
railed by the Pirates this 3 game series. Each game like decided by like 8 runs. It's like disgusting.
that's brutal, man. But yeah, it really just wait until football starts. And I honestly, I hate preseason football.
I don't watch it.
I don't watch it either, but there's so much hype. And it's like football's here, and then it's just like preseason. Somebody always tears their ACL. Like terrible. I
Yeah,
understand why.
that's
Like
what
I
that's how Mark Sanchez's career ended with the Jets. He like basically sat out his last year because we played him in the last game of the preseason.
yeah. I mean
Since
I
then,
get it.
I don't
You
support it.
get
I
some team
understand it, but
yeah, you get some team reps because if not, the first few games of the season would suck, but it's just I hate seeing those big time and it's always somebody you drafted on your fantasy team because every for some reason people don't wait till like the last week or whatever. They'll
we
do it
were.
like
Uh, I think Eric Jedry had a really with Cooper Cup. I think it was the year Cooper Cup was out the whole year.
yeah. I mean, I see the benefits to drafting early because then you can kind of watch the preseason and like you can get an advantage of like, okay, this team is they didn't really have any receivers, and it looks like this guy might be the guy. So like you can kind of get an advantage if you do it like that. However, it's always like somebody always gets screwed over with like a major injury.
Do you think we could pause for a second? I have to go to the bathroom so bad.
Yeah, yeah. Let's just break for a commercial and then we'll come back in part three. All right, welcome back. Sorry, Tyler had to his bowels were exploding. Um,
I was
but
gonna edit that out, but
I mean, yeah, it is what it is. But we're gonna try a little something. It's something we saw on a TikTok of a podcast, and Tyler's gonna explain it for us.
Okay, it's called Create a Person. So essentially what it is, we'll do a 3 second countdown. Trey will say a letter, I'll say a letter. With maybe like a second delay in between us so we don't cut each other off. But and the Trey will be the first letter in the name, I'll be the first letter of the last name. And so if Trey says M, I say W, and we both try and think of a name, we're trying to be faster than the other person. Someone says Mike Wazowski, then Trey would lose a life. We each get like 3 lives.
Yeah, we can try it. I do think it would work better if there was visual and we could put the, edits onto the screen, kind of like a TikTok version. But we can try it. We'll see how it goes. Um, so do you want first name or last name?
I'll take last name.
Okay, so that means by default I have first name. All right, so creating a person, first name B.
G.
Okay,
Brittany
three,
Griner. Oh,
two,
wait, wait,
one.
wait, 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 wait,
Blake
wait.
Griffin.
No, no, we'll do the countdown. Then we'll each say the letter, and then we'll just whoever says it first.
Yeah, but then the person who has the last name wins every time because
Let's just say it at the same time. Let's see it. We'll see how it sounds on the audio.
what, the first letter and the last no,
Yeah, like
it should be I say the first letter, you say the last letter, and then I'll be like three, two, one, and whoever says the name first.
okay, fine, 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 fine. Let's do it
All
again.
right.
Different.
First letter or first letter of the first name.
E as in pal.
P is in pal, yes.
Oh, I thought you said B and I said P. Okay, so you said P. Okay,
Okay, so we're both P. It's double P.
double P. Yep. Fuck it, dude.
Okay.
We're
Uh
going strong. Fuck it.
okay. Three, two, one.
Patrick Peterson.
All right, there you go. You won. I lose a life. All right, now we'll switch. You got first name, I got last name. All right. So first name is what letter?
G.
G. Okay. Last name N. Three, two, one. George Niang.
Okay. All
The
right.
minivan.
All
All
right.
right, so we're both down a life. It's 2-2. We each got two lives left. We'll switch back. So I got first name. First name R.
T.
RT. Okay. Three, two, one. Randy Travis. All right. You got
Marshall.
one.
Marshall's finest.
You got a. You got one life left. I got two lives left. Now your first name. I'm last name.
C as in cat.
C as in cat. All right. F as in fuck. Three, two, one. No idea. All right.
Hold
Next.
on, hold on.
Same.
Keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
You're gonna,
All right. So we're still going. No, I don't know. I don't know.
let it just let it fucking exist, man.
You're probably Googling shit. Uh, let's go to a wash. Let's go back. We'll do two different numbers. You're still first name, I'm still last name.
Okay. F.
F. All right. Um, V as in Victor. V as in
Oh,
Victor.
okay.
All right. Three, two, one.
Fred Van Vliet.
Oh, nice. Okay, nice. All right, so both down to one life. Next one that wins gets it. I'm back to first name, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So first letter of the first name is S.
W.
Okay. Three, two, one.
Sam Witwer.
Nice. Don't know who that is, but
He's the guy who voices Darth Maul in Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
I'm I'm allowing that. So you win the one thing in your life that you'll win. Oh yeah, speaking of that, we were supposed to do 10 things that we're better than each other at. You
Oh
remember
yeah,
that?
yeah, I do remember that.
Did you make a list?
I don't even need one because I have so many.
Okay,
Do you
well then
do you
let's
actually have one?
I have a list. Yeah, I made a list.
I'd like to hear it. This is good because I can have mine ready next week,
Okay, that's
and
fair.
we can debate because that's pretty long-winded if we debate two lists.
I did make this list like, right after we had that conversation, so it did come pretty quick and there was no refining. Um, First thing, making Kool-Aid. Not up for debate. Definitely better at making Kool-Aid than you.
Fair.
Uh, Art. We both took an art class together. I'm better than you at that.
All right, so far two for two.
Cooking. I'm better cook than you.
Okay, yeah, three for three. Not hard to
Uh,
be a good cook though. So I mean, it's not like or a good artist. So your two things are kind of bullshit, but whatever.
all right, but this one you might argue, but I feel like given the circumstances of today's climate, you can't. Pulling out.
Okay.
Can't
Okay.
argue that one.
Okay.
Being on time.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Five for five.
I start to take some shots at you here, so don't get your feelings hurt.
Terrific.
Sticking
Here's one.
to
I'll give you one. Not being 250 pounds. There you go.
all right.
Terrific. Great.
I'm just gonna skip that one. I'm gonna skip the next one. That one's mean. I must have
Okay.
been. I'm skipping.
Yeah. It must be bad.
Multitasking. So
Uh,
basically, like doing anything while the TV's on.
if a TV's on, then yeah. Okay.
All right, I'll
All right.
take that one too. Um, Not making others want to kill themselves while I eat.
You think I eat obnoxiously?
Yeah,
I've never heard that before. I've heard that I drink very loudly. Okay.
cleaning my car.
I'm good now though, but historically, yes.
Disagree. I was in Lexi. Don't forget.
Oh, all right.
I was in Lexi. I've seen it. It wasn't clean. But last one, drinking.
Like beer?
Yeah, I can pound more beers than you.
No shot.
Now, given it looks the opposite. It looks like you can.
I can actually. Like beers?
Yeah.
I'm coming out of retirement on July 12th. So if you want to drink where you're at, and I'll drink where I'm at, and I'm coming 3 months sober into it, and I'll still drink more than you.
I mean, that is my birthday.
I'm
So,
aware you're coming to town.
no. But you're not going to drink more beers than me on my birthday.
Okay, we'll have a competition. Snapchat every drink.
Okay. It's fine. Now,
Lock it in.
given what'll happen is I'll
20
drink more
bucks,
beers than
20
you.
bucks to the winner.
$20 whoever drinks more beers. How are we gonna we can do that, that's fine. But how are we gonna like validate this?
You send a snap. This is my first beer drink, and
No, let's just FaceTime all day.
my phone's battery life is on my phone. It says like battery health, and it just says repair.
Yeah. No, you'll get a portable charger and you'll just walk around with FaceTime all day.
What we're gonna do is record it like Snapchat, save each video, and then we'll make a mashup. I think that'd be funny.
That could be hilarious. We'll bounce that idea around. I think that could be fun. Um, but okay, yeah, those are my 10 things. There's infinite amount of other things I'm better than you at, but those are 10.
That
Actually,
the
it
only
might have been 11. Could have been 12. I didn't count.
Yeah, all of those pretty good answers. I was interested to see where you went with that. Um, yeah, I mean, not much argument on any of them except the last one
Yeah,
because
well,
it's no shot.
you know, I've never like I'm not saying you can't drink. I'm just saying I can drink more.
I know. I mean, because I've proven. I got a Hall of Fame kind of career, I think. Not a first
Yeah.
ballot Hall of Famer.
Right, right.
I'm not a
Totally.
first ballot Hall of Famer. But 20 years of eligibility, I get in on year 18. They'll at my peak, I could.
That's fair. I think a lot of times you judge someone based on how they handle a shotgun or a beer ball.
Well, I didn't say I could. I cannot do those things.
And if we're judging off that, I'm not claiming to be a first ballot Hall of Famer myself either, but I know you're not.
My thing is me with drinking, and then I think you'll appreciate this. You know what a war of attrition is, right?
Yeah.
Whoever runs out of supplies loses. Um, I don't like it's a never-ending well. Like I'm just nonstop. I'm gonna beat you down all, and you're gonna run out of will. Like I'm not fast, you know. I'm a one speed wonder, but I'm, sun up to sundown, slugging 12s.
I mean, we're talking sun up to sundown. 12 is amateur numbers.
No, no, no. 12 ounces.
Okay. All right. All right. All right.
No, no. 12 beers. No, that's easy work.
Yeah. I mean, all right. I'm I'm biased towards me. I'd pick me. If I was drafting drinkers, I'd pick me before you.
That's a fun draft.
That is a fun draft. We could do that.
Okay. Dangerous because, you don't want.
Some feelings could get hurt. And what are we drinking? We're drinking SoCo. We probably taking Wes up there pretty high.
Yeah, if it's beers, I gotta be one of your top picks. If it's shots, I'm towards the bottom. I'm not a shot guy.
Yeah. And
No.
and what I said was not drinking beer. I said drinking. So, you got to factor that in.
Okay.
We're talking the whole body of work here.
So you're telling me I'm coming out of retirement and I'm just getting thrown in the shit.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Because it's like for Drew's 30th that we're going out.
Yeah.
So I was
So
like,
now, given it's tough because, I'm not gonna be out with the boys drinking. So like me and Sam, we're probably gonna have a nice chill weekend. I'm probably not gonna just slam 21 beers sitting on my couch.
already with the excuses. Like, are you a Hall of Famer or what?
Listen, if you want to get beat at anything, you just let me know and I'll make it happen.
I thought we already let it happen. I thought we've
Any
already.
anything ever invented.
Okay, well, drinking on July 12th, which just happens to be your birthday.
All
Also,
right,
your
so what about July 13th? Why can't I pick a day into this?
because I already set the terms and you agreed to
Wait,
them.
you can't bounce back after a day of drinking? That's the real test. Can you drink after being hungover?
You didn't say I'm better at drinking than you the day after a night out drinking. You said I'm better at drinking.
I'm better at drinking overall. Uh I think we can probably do the 12th. Uh, I do have to see if Sam has anything planned for me.
Sure, naturally.
But I can probably do the 12th. Truthfully, I'm not that worried about it because realistically, you'll probably drink two beers at a pregame, go out to Carolina Beach, and truthfully, your pockets aren't that deep. So I'm not really worried about you drinking too
Gotta
much out there.
do is let my benefactor know that I got a $20 bet with Trey. I need you to spot me tonight. I'll pay you back the drinks and I'll give you the $20 I win. That's an easy investment for two sticks.
You know what's going to be shitty for you actually is you're going to now owe me 20 and all the money to him. So I mean, that's just going to be a
That
shitty
would be
situation
bad.
for you.
That would be bad. I'll have to
Yeah.
talk to my investors.
Yeah, just talk to your wife and see if she'll let you.
No, she's not one of my investors. She doesn't want me to be great. Not in this way, anyway.
She may want you to be great in other ways. Oh
Ah,
man. I can't wait for you to lose and then go home and puke all over the bathroom.
Oh, I'm gonna puke.
Yeah, I know.
I might not. I have to like kind of bounce around how I'm gonna eat that day because not drinking for, it'll be probably around 4 months by the time that
Yeah,
happens. You
yeah,
don't you don't want to be empty stomach because you don't want to be, you know, 3 beers go right to your head. But
yeah.
also
That's
you
fair.
eat too much and you're puking early.
Yeah, I mean, you're in. Let's be real. You're in trouble if I'm anywhere in body of water.
See
You are
that's a
in trouble.
potential um performance enhancer.
Yeah, could be. You're out with the boys. How is that not a performance enhancer?
I'm not saying it's not. I have extra motivation.
I could be potentially sitting on my couch trying to drink as many beers as possible when
I
you
got
just are in
I
the
got
environment.
Wes coming up. I got Wes coming up to me, shots in hand. Drew randomly going, "Hey, let's do a car bomb." Car bomb counts as two, I think. I don't know.
No, it's the same. It's the same amount of alcohol.
It's a shot and a beer.
No, but it's not like a full beer.
I'll have to discuss with my bartender friend.
Yeah, I don't think that counts as two. Shot definitely counts as one. I don't think a car bomb counts as two.
We'll discuss. We'll have to get that, make some ground rules.
Also, if you're taking shots, I definitely win. You're going to be out of commission fast.
No, I'm gonna have to play this strategically because I'm potentially early out if I get too rowdy too quick.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll see.
And you're talking to a strategist over here. I'm gonna crack my first one at like 7:30 in the morning.
Just know everything needs to be time stamped and recorded.
That's fine. That's too easy.
All right. But I think a fair rule should be you can't start drinking until I get out of work.
I don't think that's fair. It's my birthday. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want.
I almost called you a slur. Almost, but I don't know. I don't fully know your ethnicity, other than there's probably some German in there. So I'm gonna let it go till I get the DNA report.
Yeah, Persia. Yeah, maybe we
I am
shouldn't. Maybe we
Persian. I
shouldn't.
am
Maybe we
Persian.
shouldn't go there.
I am Persian, not Iranian. So
Well, so it was Persia, and then it changed to Iran because Hitler wanted to bring them over to the Axis powers and told them that Persians were Aryan raced.
yes, my grandfather always identified as Persian because he was alive when it was Persia.
Yeah, Aryan blood.
Not me, but yeah, the brown-blooded Aryans or the brown-skinned Aryans.
All right, let's move on to random questions. Let's stop talking about how much better I am at drinking than you. Um, so it's your birthday, let's just say, and Marissa says she's gonna bake you like a dessert or make you a dessert, and you get to pick anything you want. What do you ask for?
And this is under the assumption that anything is on the table.
Yeah.
One time for my birthday, it was the year when we had the big hurricane and we had to like leave for Charlotte. Um, Marissa's cousin made me an ice cream cake that was mint chocolate chip ice cream cake. Does that count as baking?
No, I mean that's it counts.
Yeah, that's what I would want. Mint chocolate chip ice cream cake.
I like it. Yeah, I was just thinking about this
It had
because,
like cookie layer too.
oh, that'd be good. I was thinking about this because Sam wants to make me something for my birthday, and normally for desserts, I'm a big chocolate chip cookie guy, but I just don't feel like that goes hand in hand with birthdays that well.
Unless it's a cookie cake.
That's true. That's true. So I asked for a red velvet cake.
I fuck with red velvet.
I do too. So I think it's gonna be good.
Vanilla icing for me.
Cream cheese vanilla.
Yeah. Yeah, red velvet. It's not chocolate, but it gives me chocolate taste.
I could see that, yes. I think we had this discussion on the podcast actually, but
Yeah, we did. We talked about it.
but yeah. So that's kind of what I was saying. I feel like cake is more birthday for me than like because normally like you ask me like what dessert I want, it's definitely some kind of like cookie or ice cream. But for birthdays, I feel like cake. Now, follow on to the question, what's your favorite dessert to cook for someone? Like if you were gonna make something for somebody, they were like, bring a dessert.
I like I haven't really ever made anything like that. But I would say if I was bringing something, I would probably bring cupcakes.
Yeah, see, cupcakes suck to me. I hate cupcakes.
If you get a little cupcake, like a moist cupcake, if they're dry, I don't like 'em.
Yeah, truthfully, I just don't like cupcakes. I think it's probably because they always get dried out. Um, I don't really love cake that much either. I like it for a birthday because I feel like it's very just like birthday-esque. But
I think we need cupcakes for our wedding.
yeah, I knew there was something I didn't like about that day.
Didn't you fall into the table of cookies and knock them over?
That sounds like if I would have done that, I wouldn't remember it anyway. So I don't remember. I don't recall. Plead the fifth.
That was either you, Wes, or Nick Reno.
I feel like all of us are probably prime suspects,
Yeah.
but I don't remember it being me. But I did drink significant amount that night because the bartenders were telling us no shots, but we could get shots if they had ice in them. So we were just scooping the ice out with our hands and taking shots.
Yes, we didn't pay for the shot package.
Yeah. Hey, it worked. Okay. Random question for you.
This I thought about this the other day. I would like you don't have to rank every one of our friends, but maybe like top three, top five, however you want to do it,
Ranking our friends.
of people that like the top one would be the person you think you've argued with the most, and in the bottom one, the person you think you've argued with the least.
The least is probably Drew and Corey. Kevin would definitely be down there. I don't think I've ever argued with Kevin. I've argued the most with you. I think it's probably hands down. I think even if it was just the podcast that we've done, I've probably argued the most with you. And then it's Mike is up there. I feel like the only interactions me and Mike have are arguments, but it's like in a loving way, a loving argument. Um, I'd put Mike at probably three. Nah, because Wes is up there too. But me and Wes are a lot of times me and Wes are on the same page in terms of like debates and stuff. Um, so I'd
Yeah,
probably go like,
you blatant racist. Yeah.
yeah. I'd probably go you, Mike, Nick, Wes, Drew, Corey, Kevin.
Okay. I'm gonna leave Chris Tingo out of this because he hasn't listened to an episode.
Yeah. I
But
haven't, I don't think I've argued tons with Chris either.
he'd be towards the bottom. The only times I ever argue with him is about him forgetting to do stuff.
Yeah.
Um, it's tough. I mean, you're obviously number one because you're a piece of shit.
I was right and you're wrong. So typically that comes with arguments.
I would go you, Mike,
Yeah.
Wes, Nick, probably. We've had some good ones over the years, but not too many.
Yeah.
And it's really the top three because I don't really. And then I would go Drew because I've argued with him more than I've argued with Corey, but still very little. Like you're splitting hairs at this point.
Right.
And then Kevin. I've never argued with Kevin. Kevin's actually a nice person, so like, there's no need to argue with him. He was getting a
Looks,
little, he was getting a little mouthy with me over Snapchat the other day, Kev. He had like a
he's
good
probably
game. He had a good game in softball, so he's feeling pretty good about himself. I got to knock him down a little bit, I think, next time I see him. So I'm gonna go you, Mike, Wes, Nick, Drew, Corey, Kevin.
I like it. Very similar list. Um, all right. What are your top five favorite movies? Or you can do top three if top five is too tough.
No, it's not too tough. I just do you want like singular movies or can I do a franchise as one?
I'd prefer if you did singles, but I don't, if you're gonna repeat, like, so
I,
say Star Wars are your top seven movies of all time or whatever.
I'll keep it to one movie per franchise.
Yeah.
Um, okay. You want them in order?
Not necessarily.
Okay, that makes it a little easier for me. Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith, which is episode 3.
Three, yeah.
Um, Harry Potter: Prisoner of Azkaban, which is also the third one.
Okay.
Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring, which is the first one. A movie called V for Vendetta. Absolutely fantastic film.
Interesting.
And then now 5 is where like I mean, really, it's like, okay, where are we gonna go with this? I'll go X-Men Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
And these are all like superhero movies, like sci-fi shit. So like they're not I'm not gonna say they're the best movies I've ever watched, but they're my favorite movies.
Yeah, and that's what this list is. It's not the best movies of all time. It's your favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I expected you to have movies that, fit in the category of the letter between F and H. All right, that's good.
That's gonna be the new thing I'm gonna say in between F and H.
Okay, that's sounds a lot like a word that starts with letters between F and H. Um, yeah, I mean, my list is obviously going to look a little different than yours, because of that reason. But I think probably like sports movies are up there. Like Coach Carter is definitely up there. Um, Friday Night Lights, if you want to win, put a movie in. Absolute classic. Really like obviously Bad Boys.
Yeah, no
Two,
doubt.
two, yeah, two if I had to pick any of them. But
2 is
like that.
definitely better than 1, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Bad
I
Boys
haven't seen
two.
the other 2 though.
Um, Inglorious Bastards. Love
Oh,
that
good,
movie.
good movie.
Um, I don't even know if that's the one actually. It's the one where he says, uh, which the third best Italian.
Yeah, that's Inglorious
Yeah,
Bastards.
okay, yeah. He's like, yeah,
It's like,
I
bro,
don't know
it's
any
right
Italian.
sequel.
Exactly. Third best. Um, and then I was debating on the last one, but um Gladiator, I think I love that movie, Gladiator, but it was between that was a toss up between Gladiator and Troy.
Ooh, I haven't seen Troy in a long time. Like the
Yeah,
battles between him and Hector.
yeah. Good movie. Good movie. For some reason I always end up watching that movie on a plane.
Interesting.
Not sure
You know,
why.
I just went on my like IMDb, like where I rate like pretty much every movie I watch,
Uh-huh.
and just see if I'm missing anything. Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, and uh Days of Future Past are all rated a 10 on there. A couple other movies that are a 10. Spider-Man: No Way Home, good movie. Avengers: Infinity War, good movie. Division 3 football's finest.
Classic.
Here's one that I think you'll like. I think it would be in my top 10 is Love Actually.
That is a great movie.
Um, I also have Dune Part 2. I don't know if you've watched those movies, but
No.
it's a masterpiece. And this a couple of great movies I have listed as nines. We Were Soldiers. Have you ever seen that?
Good movie. Yeah.
The Princess Bride.
Big thing on We Were Soldiers, they named Fort Benning Fort Moore after General Hal Moore in We Were Soldiers.
Where did Benning come from?
Benning was a Confederate general, but they when they switched the
How did they
names,
change his name?
they named it Fort Moore after Hal Moore.
Oh, it's a good thing they went back to the Confederate piece of shit, if it
Well,
was.
they didn't go back to the Confederate guy. It's another Benning, but yes,
It's
I
the same
think
thing
that's
with Fort Bragg.
it's a different brag. Yeah.
Yeah, this Bragg's actually like deserving. They should have done that initially
Well,
if they were
Fort
gonna.
Bragg was established a long fucking time ago. Um,
No, no, no. I'm talking about when they went with the name change a
I
couple years.
100% agree. And switching from Fort Liberty to a different Fort Bragg makes sense. But like having to tell Hal Moore's family, like, hey, by the way, I know we honored you with all this, but yeah, by the way, we're taking all that back. I think that's fucked up.
Pete Hegseth didn't even call those people, from what I'm hearing. Oh, but I hate that guy, so I'm not even gonna get into that. Um,
Truthfully, you can't believe anything you hear on the news and shit because who knows what actually happened? Like, no one knows. The reporting that happens right now is just ridiculous, but that's another topic for a different day.
I have When Harry Met Sally on here,
Okay, good movie.
The Lion King,
Great movie.
The Prestige. That's a great movie.
Never seen it. Okay.
The rest of these are kind of like I need to go back and do some. A lot of these are from when I was younger, so but that's a good. I think I would probably take X-Men: Days of Future Past out and put The Prestige in there. Actually,
Do you have another question or you just want to jump into Pat Speeds and close it out?
yeah, let's do it.
All right. So I got a couple Pat's peeves this week. People looking for fruits and vegetables at the grocery store and then picking up multiple of the fruit or vegetable that they want, looking at it and putting it back.
Let me tell you something that happened today. We went to Tidal Creek Co-op, and Marissa was touching all of the black plums. And I said, "Are you going to touch every black plum?" And she said, "I want to find one I like." And I just, okay. I'm like, she's pregnant. Also, as my wife, I'm not going to get in an argument with my wife about fruit.
I get finding one you like, but
Like firm.
and then every now and then, like you pick up one that you thought looked good and it's like, damn, this one's fucked up, and you put it back. But like people will specifically pick up every single one. I'm like, just look first, try and guess with your eyes, and then
This
if it
happened.
doesn't fit, you put it back.
This happened
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, that's brutal. I hate your wife. Okay, and then when people walk on the treadmill, when it's set on a very high incline, but instead of doing that for the purpose that it is, they're holding onto the handles. So like they're really getting nothing out of it. They're just basically holding themselves up. I hate when they
It's
do that.
different. It's different if you do it for 10, 20 minutes and you like give yourself a little break.
Right,
Like,
right. You're just holding on for a
oh,
second to give you. Yeah, there's
it-
then just put the motherfucker flat.
yeah,
Yeah, hate
yeah.
that. And then the guy that notifies us of our assignments, so like telling me that I'm going to Fort Carson, said originally he said it was sometime between June and July, which I was cool with. Like end of June, early July is when he told us we'd find out. Then a couple weeks ago, he emails us and he's like, June 24th, I will let you guys know your assignments. June 24th comes, crickets, absolute crickets. 25th, crickets. 26th, same thing. I didn't get an email until June 28th. Uh, given I had no beef that it was like end of June, early July timeframe. No beef with that at all until he specified June 24th, and then he didn't meet that deadline.
Well, especially when it's a self-imposed deadline.
Exactly. He told us that. It's not like we were like, look, we need to know on the 24th, and he's like, it'll be close.
Yeah, sounds like a cuck.
Don't like him. Don't like him at all.
My pet peeve is a certain restaurant in Carolina Beach ordered.
certain restaurant with a certain manager that just happens to be new to the game.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
He's ordering from us more, which I appreciate. Helps me,
Yeah.
helps him. And then he asked me to thaw out some soft shell packs for him, which is not something we do.
Yeah.
But that's the homie, whatever. But I thought
Right.
he meant just take them out of the freezer and slow thaw them, which, I kept them in the cut room, which is still cold. Then I get there and he was like, "Oh, you didn't thaw these? They're still kind of frozen." I was like, "No, I kept them in the cut room for a couple hours before." He wanted me to run them underwater and thaw them before they got there for no extra charge.
Hmm. Sounds like he wants a little special treatment.
Yeah, and the amount of annoying ass motherfuckers we got to deal with, and he wants to do that too. He wants to throw more on my plate when he knows how busy this job is.
You know what would have been funny is if somebody had asked him to do that while he was in the manager position, he probably would have sent a snap out and be like, the audacity on this guy.
Oh yeah, he would have pulled me aside and been like, "Look at what this motherfucker's asking us to do." And then I would have been like, "Yeah, I would never do that as a manager." Granted, the next time he orders them, I'll probably thaw them for him. But
Yeah, I mean, right. It's just, good stuff. Anything else?
Mike's like
Yeah, mice like.
pancakes
Yeah.
with pecans.
Um, oh, you just ruined pancakes. You just absolutely ruined pancakes. Mike's likes for me, Tammy's been making bread every weekend, so I just got fresh sourdough bread at my disposal all the time. So good. Normally I don't eat bread. Like I won't just like come home from work, grab a slice of bread, but like regular like sourdough bread, I'll just kind of slice off and eat it. It's
Well,
delicious.
it's better than like fucking sandwich bread.
Right. I mean, it's literally just flour and water.
Yeah,
So much better for you.
just like white Jesus.
It's like white Jesus intended exactly. And every now and then you turn a little water to wine and you have yourself a party. All right,
Uh,
well, that I think that wraps up episode
80,
112. 80 what?
88, I think. I think when we get to episode 100, we drop it on social media and say, "Hey, just letting you guys know if you
I
want
just
to."
made a podcast. Happen to have 100 episodes.
Yeah,
I don't
check it out.
know. We'll see. I think it's maybe sometimes it's fun just having our core group of friends listen, but you know,
But I want to stop working and be rich.
this is not going to do that for you.
All right.
If you want to do that, we'll have some. We gotta get in the think tank and come up with some new ideas.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right, dude. See ya.